Hello, Coach Dad here, and welcome to this practice video tutorial. And today we're going to practice finding perpetual checks on the board. Here are a couple of practice examples that we'll be able to kind of recognize or possibly engineer on our own if we are ever in a dire situation and we need to get out of this game with at least a half a point. So there are ways to get yourself out of trouble if you find these correct moves. I encourage you to set up your chessboard right in front of you, set up how it is on the screen that you see right here. And if anytime you see these numbers on the top right hand side, you can press the pause button in order to practice alongside with me. Feel free to take as much time as you need. As long as you're getting the practice that you need, you'll become better at chess. In this example, it's obvious that black is one move away from winning, potentially with a back rank checkmate. But even then, being up by a whole major piece would be very advantageous for black in this situation. However, black does have his own king open in the corner. Can you find the best move for white? If you said rook to e8, you are correct, because in this position black cannot run away over here to h8 out of rook's check or move over here because of the queen. The queen is cutting off all these runaway squares. However, black can get out of check, and black gets out of check by capturing this rook right here, now threatening another back rank checkmate. What white does to respond back is by capturing this rook right here and now creating this check. The king only has one square to move, and he moves over here to h7. Again, white is going to come back over here to h5 to create this check again. Black is going to go back, white checks again, and now we have a repetition of moves or position on the board in order to create this draw. Can you find the best move for white in this example? If you said knight to f6, you are correct, because the knight is placing this king in check, while white has its rook blocking the d file and also the 7th rank. The king can only move to these three squares right here. The king's only response is to move right here, and white only responds back by checking the king again with the same knight. It doesn't matter which squares the king goes to, it will continually get checked by the knight. For example, it comes here, is also threatening this rook, but that doesn't matter because the knight can come here to check both the king and guard this rook at the same time. The king has to go back and move back here, is checked again. Now, even though the king comes back here to try to attempt to take the knight, we'll just check the knight with the knight one more time, that perpetual check that we're going to see here, with this example utilizing white's knight. In this game right here, black does not like this position at all. It's a very closed off position, very tough to play. You have the knight right here on the rim right here, and you have a bishop that's stuck behind this pawn and cannot move to either of these squares because this pawn is attacking here. So black really wants to get out of this position. This knight right here is unable to get to the square because these pawns are attacking here. Black knows that the longer they stay in this position right here, it's pretty much a losing position right here, and it's very tough to get out of. You have very little developing pieces right here, and now black is trying to find a way to get out of this game. Can you find the best move for black? If you said knight takes g5, it is a very big and surprising move. Of course, white has to reply back with taking the knight right here. Now black takes knight on d5, being able to create this double attack right here on this knight, and of course this queen attacking this pawn. Of course, the first immediate threat that poses for white is taking this knight. So white responds with taking this knight right here, and black comes in with checking the king. And now this king has to run away over here and be able to come through here and creating this perpetual check. in this situation. Again, the king has nowhere to go. There are no other pieces to be able to block this king from running away. So we'll be able to get a perpetual check with those crazy surprising moves as you've seen in this practice example. In this practice example for this particular game right here, we have white attacking black's rook right here on a2, but that's not the imminent threat in this position. What white can actually do is move the rook all the way up here to e8 and checking black's king, and black has to respond by moving away, and of course the queen coming in for a quick checkmate. With black knowing a potential checkmate is coming, black is trying to save this position. Black has a move. Can you find the best move right now? If you said rook takes h2, you are correct. In this position right now, white's king cannot take this rook right now because there will be a checkmate coming for black. I'll show you an example right here. If white decides to take h2, then black will be able to respond by taking f2 with its rook, being able to make the king just run away. If the king just runs away, the queen would be able to come here to h4 to create another check. And of course, if the king just runs away, we're going to have this potential checkmate in this position. Now, instead of taking the rook on h2, the king decides to sidestep out of this check by going to g1. And of course, there's a way for black to be able to create a perpetual check. Being able to come here in this situation, being able to check the king, and then white has to respond by taking this queen right here. And in this situation, black would be able to bring in the other rook and being able to create this perpetual check. It doesn't matter where the king decides to go. Well, both of the rooks are connected and they're guarding each other. I'd like to just take the time to thank everyone and show my gratitude and appreciation for everyone's support today. You guys have been amazing. Continue to practice, and again, if you are in a very stuck position and you just can't seem to get a win out of it, you can probably get a perpetual check and receive that draw for that half a point. Never, never, never give up if there's a slight chance. But then there might be some opportunities to get you out of this sticky situation. So again, you guys are great. I will see you in the next video and you have a great day. Thank you very much for stopping by.